Sit up, Ted. You too, Charles. So today marks 5 years. 5 years since I had my last curative bone marrow transplant. I mean, it's surreal. I totally forgot that it had happened, which is, I guess, a good thing, right? But yeah, the thing I feel most today is gratitude. I have been really, really lucky over the last few years. It'll take like more tape than there is in the world, probably because no one uses that much film these days, to really thank the people who've kept me here. But one group I feel I really need to thank are doctors. So recently I won big in poker. Well, sort of big. It should have been bigger, which is, a whole other blog. About poker, I wanted to also do one on that too. That's just to let you guys know that despite poker allowing me to do so many cool things, it's not really as fun as it sounds if you, dedicate your life towards it. And I don't want to irresponsibly lead anyone down that path. So I'll talk about that later. But the winning, what am I going to do? Now, I'm a huge miser. I never spend anything on myself, which is why I've decided to dedicate all those profits to charity. My charity. Helping sick kids go on poker adventures. No, that's seriously doing good work. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, out of that money, I bought a pair of earrings for a special lady. Now don't worry, girls. It's not what you think. I'm still single, ready to mingle. I can't believe that managed to get on national TV. No, but these earrings are for a special doctor named Dr. H. So yeah, the first time I met Dr. H was at one of the scariest periods in my life. I had recently lost vision in my left eye completely due to something called a central retinal vein occlusion. And she was the third doctor I saw in that time. I guess it's a really rare condition. I've got a really complicated history, so they really couldn't do much. But despite her also not being able to do much, I guess she just exuded this confidence, which made me feel like there was at least some sort of path I could follow after this that'd say that it helped my vision. But I think the main thing that made me latch onto her was that she treated me like a person. Not just another person whose file they'll pick up, they'll read, they'll and move on. She asked if I needed help with medical school and dropping out, which I had to in that year. And beyond that, she just really made me feel like I was being listened to. She explained things medically, turning into a learning experience. That's how I learn medicine. I get the disease and then I find out about it. But no, just her being a person and treating me like a person just really helped me out in this time of huge stress. Now, over the past few years, I've had the same symptoms that would end up taking my left eye happen in my right eye 3 times now. And I've had to rush into Sydney Eye Hospital 3 times, knowing that, that this road, the car, these could be some of the last things I'll ever see again. Understandably, some of the scariest things you can go through, but I would always have someone to call at that point. Someone out there who I knew was caring about me, who'd be following up with me, making sure that I got the best care I could, and someone who'd really, really try to ensure I got that. I mean, just knowing she was there was huge. She helped, not physically, but emotionally too. The thing is, she goes well above and beyond that. I mean, a few years ago now, I developed a third cancer on my right rib, and while I was ruminating about the surgery I was going to get, the possible chemos and everything else that had come after, I was shocked when she came into my room. She doesn't even work at the hospital. She works like 30 or 40 kilometers away through peak traffic. I still don't know how she learned I was in hospital, but she came in, she gave me some fake flowers, and we chatted a little while, all while I was thinking, oh God, did I just survive hundreds of chemos, transplant, radiation, leukemia, just a corcutovus chondrosarcoma. And I was astounded. Again, that little visit, that little gesture of humanity, of care, just made me feel safer. Now, let's also face something else. I am quite amazing. But I'm not the only person she does this for. Last time I went in for an appointment, I got to talking to this little old lady who was sitting by me. And while we chatted, she explained to me, that these flowers she had in her hand were given to her by Dr. H. She'd mentioned at her last appointment that her son had passed away, and those flowers were a condolence, a little gesture by Dr. H. I mean, she treats 50, 60 patients at a time, all of whom have their own maladies and situations, but somehow she not only managed to remember that, but take a little step out of this way, make a tiny gesture to help this person who'd just been through the hardest thing of their life. I mean, that astounded me too. She's the kind of doctor, hell, she's the kind of person I want to be. Now, really, I have been sticking it to doctors for the last few years. I guess I've had a bad few experiences with some people who made me hurt. And I think in my depression, I also was lashing out. I'd lost a bit of faith in the profession. But in truth, I've been blessed to have some amazing people looking out for me. Now, I know for a fact that the biggest asset you have as a doctor is making someone feel like they're being cared for. Now, take it from someone who knows. You could be going through some of the worst pain of your life, be in some of the most stressful situations. But if you've got someone who you know is out there caring for you, someone who's there for you when you call, you'll always have something to smile about. You'll always have that little bit of comfort that means everything. Now, also a year ago today, when I was at my absolute lowest, when the pain that I was going through changed me so much, when I felt so alone, I wanted to end it all, and I almost did. Train tracks were right there, and I really wanted to climb up some stairs and just jump onto them. But luckily, I was also by Liverpool Hospital, the place that I was diagnosed, and I knew that in there was someone who really cared about me. I went to him. Luckily, even though it was a Friday, 4 p.m., he was there, and he just sat with me for half an hour while I cried, and then he made sure I got the help I needed. I started seeing a psychiatrist. He stopped me from doing something that I wouldn't even think about today. Now, you could be the best physician in the world, memorize every textbook, every medicine, every ailment there is out there, but you still couldn't have stopped that. You still wouldn't have saved me on that day. The only reason he did is because he was someone who I felt in my heart of heart could really help me. I trusted him, and just seeing him, knowing he was there, lifted this huge burden off my back. Now, you will always have this ability to change people's lives for the better. It doesn't matter what circumstance they're in. It's those little things that make the hugest difference. Now, it wasn't just my doctor's medical calls that got me through the last few years. It was the times they'd talk to me about fishing before an appointment. It was that time one wrote in to the medical entrance board and allowed me to go after my dream. It was that time my doctor, along with a couple of nurses, made sure that a 17-year-old kid could watch the last Harry Potter movie before going into chemo. All those things eased my mind. They reduced my pain. They changed my life. And that is huge. I hope he knows just how much he means to me. That's why I gave another doctor, who I also care for, those earrings. Now, the best thing about this is you don't actually have to be a doctor to do any of these things. I mean, the tiniest gestures you do in real life can also change people's lives. Just a smile to a kid whose parents may be fighting at home, cracking a joke with the checkout chick who's been bagging groceries all day, all those things can also change people's lives in ways you won't even know. But they also make your life better. They also make you feel like you're caring for someone, that you're making a difference in the world. And I really encourage you, whether you're a doctor, nurse, anyone, to really go out and take every opportunity you can to do those things. Now today, I just want to thank the people like that. My doctors, my nurses, Kim, the receptionist, Colin, a medical student, Tom, a friend, my mum, my dad, my brother, all those people who made this thing worth it the last 5 years. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I also want to thank you guys too for giving me, these chances to give back. The thing I want to do most in the world